Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 25 of Final Fantasy XVI, and we are still over in the hideaway, but there's one more side quest that we'd like to check out before moving ahead with main story, and that's right here in Baklid, so I figured we'd start right here on the map and jump straight to it.
Clive, you'll be pleased to know that the negotiations are progressing well.
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Randala has just sent word that the contract should be signed very soon. But I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge undertaking moving this many bearers at once. You couldn't do me a quick favor, could you?
I assure you, I have nothing better to do than to help out the bearers. Like, if we're not going to save them from the tyranny and the death and the oppression, what is any of this for?
What is it this time? More wild beasts?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask El how long we have until the bearers arrive. Find out exactly how much faster I need to get all these supplies moved.
All right. I'll go and ask.
Thanks, Clive. I owe you one.
Okay, I'm just saying, given how the quests in this game are designed, it would be the funniest thing in the world if we walk 30 yards over this way and we get the answer and that's the whole quest.
Don't blame yourself, El. This is their fault, not yours. I know, but... no buts about it, all right?
Is something wrong?
Vonnie came to give me a message from our intermediary. The talks with the Republican army have fallen through. They've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak Consortium instead. Though prices have fallen of late, we deliberately offered above the going rate to try and deter other bidders. But the Consortium offered double what we did, and the army jumped at the chance.
And you had no opportunity to make a counteroffer?
None at all. And we were so close.
El, what's happened? I saw Vonnie leaving. She didn't look happy.
And with good reason.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist were speaking to about the bearers. How did the Consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. They have ears all over the Republic. This isn't over. The Consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually. And at the price they paid, buyers will be few and far between. I'm going to Randala myself.
Alone? You sure that's wise?
Are you offering to be my bodyguard? How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the capital gates. I'll send an owl ahead and request a meeting. You go to Cashlock, Theo, and get everything ready. We've waited far too long as it is. Even if I fail to free these bearers, there will be others. Someone needs to prepare the place and keep any prowling beasts at bay.
Oh, and that's me, is it? Well, it looks like I'm following orders till she gets back from meeting the Silver Peak Consortium, who've been doing their best to undermine our scheme. She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She still has plans for Cashlock, even if this one falls through. She means to stay with us, then. I can't say I'm not happy to hear it, but... is this what she really wants?
You have to trust her.
You're right. It's what she wants now. And if El's off fighting for the cause, I should do my part too. So I bid you farewell and safe travels, my friend. I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. We'll make sure the place is well stocked and defended. You go to Randala and see if you can stop my sister biting the Consortium's heads off. If she won't consider her prospects, someone has to.
I'll do my best. All right. To Randala, then. And better not keep Eloise waiting.
Yeah, if I'm following all of this, the Silver something Consortium, they're buying human beings. And not for the purposes of freeing them the way that Eloise is. So, no, I'm not going to stop her from biting their heads off. I'm going to make sure that they are nicely diced so that she can get a good mouthful. Alright, and actually, yep, there's no fast travel point down there, so we are going to Oh, we're going to open this box is what we're going to do. Look at that. And with the steel silk in hand, I'm going to figure out how did I even get into this area. And we will head down there now. I made this point the last time we were talking with Theodore and Eloise. She's an adult. Let her pursue her professional development as she sees fit, and if she decides that it's better to help these people from being enslaved as opposed to taking some job opportunity, I would say that that's a really sharp instinct that I would want to support as long as it's what she also wants.
I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with the consortium?
Here they are now.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearers you recently purchased from the Fist. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves, and then you stepped into the fray.
You misunderstand. The consortium had an interest in purchasing them from the very first. It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggested that the regard was not mutual. And so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined to make such decisions without first giving them due consideration. But what is done is done. Come then. How much do you want for them?
Alas, you are too late yet again. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without a purchaser in mind. The bearers belong to him now.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across the water. A most demanding fellow, if it's any consolation. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed, even given their own bunks for the voyage over. That's what you get when you deal with continental types.
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite different to ours. They pay good money for bearers not fit for the knacker's yard, and treat them like kings. But as long as they pay...
That does sound unusual. No matter then. If they've already left our shores, there's little that can be done. Allow me to withdraw my interest. And with it, my interest in joining your organization.
My associates will be sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. But I only have myself to blame. He was right, you see. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those bearers before I did. Their representative hinted at a possible purchase when he came to recruit me. I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be encouraged to tell me more. And he did just that. As soon as he left, I sent my own offer to Randalar.
So you never...
No. I entertained the consortium's proposal solely so I could learn more about those bearers. But I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out. I knew exactly who I was dealing with.
You tried.
I did. And if what he said was true, the bearers are to be well treated. Which is something, at least. But they deserved more. I wanted so badly to see them freed.
Eloise! Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The village is under attack. A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains, and there's a dragon at its head. Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can, but the odds are against them. They need help, and fast.
Theo!
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men and join you there. Just... make sure he's safe.
Hold on, Theo. I'm coming.
All right, and again, let's just take a quick look to see. Okay, so this time we do have a fast travel point that's a little bit closer. So let's head right here. All right, now as we're riding towards the destination, he was saying the people on the continent, the people across the water, the Continentals. And as far as I know, the large majority of the game world has been on the twin continents of, I mean, mostly Storm. Almost all of the entire game has been on the continent of Storm. And then Ash is where we visited very briefly, that is across sort of like that narrow strait. So I don't know if he meant the people in Ash treat bearers very differently, or if he's talking about a different continent somewhere else in the world.
To right from here.
What's the situation?
Okay, Theodore's henchman says all clear this end. Theodore, I have to say, I don't often see the term henchman being applied to the employees or associates of good guys. Normally, if somebody's a henchman, that doesn't generally communicate that they are on the side that you would want to be associated with. All right, let's see what's up over here. Neither of these people look like Theodore, though.
Where's Theodore?
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village, but the whole area's flooded with aether.
We just have to pray he makes it out in one piece.
I can do better than that. Torgal, with me.
Part of me wants to check to see if they have any other dialogue, but also let's just get straight to it. Because I bet it's just going to be variations of, oh my god, he was such a hero, he saved us all, but you have to go save him. Come on.
It's over.
Given the level difference, I'm a little surprised that these guys are worth... Now that I see the distance, I really should have ridden Ambrosia over here, especially when time is of the essence.
Damn it. The ether's too thick. These creatures have already turned.
Is this guy still alive? Yeah, he is, but not for long. There we go. Hold on.
I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me.
Yeah, good work, Clive.
This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy.
Don't hit. I'm going to turn this off since he's going to fly. Ow! Absolutely did not see that coming. I think we just... Yeah, keep a distance for a second. Oh, no! Nope. I just don't know the blast radius on that laser beam attack, like when it detonates. We just gotta wait for him to do his thing. Okay, but don't...
Clive? Theodore, you had me worried for... We have to get you out of here.
I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream.
Theodore! Don't make me do this.
Stop it, Theo! Stop!
Stay back, Eloise! He's turned. And so will you! Theodore.
Take care.
sister. Theodore, wait.
Goodbye, El.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was true bravery he showed. Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people. To put others' well-being before his own.
And now he's gone. Because I sent him to that place, against his will.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own. So that you would finally be free to live your own life.
To live my own life? He never could come to terms with the choice I made.
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses. And I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. While I studied the art of commerce, he played at soldiers instead. A late bloomer, in more ways than one. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the constables. But before they could, I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you from what he called your bonds, just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered from time to time how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo to be taken and devoted myself to the family business instead. But I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition or reputation. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night and the choice I made and the fact that I would make the same choice again in a heartbeat. He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything, I was the one who weighed him down.
You weren't, Eloise. He said it himself, that he had always been grateful to you for saving him, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You loved one another. You did whatever was necessary to continue living your lives together, and you always would have.
You're right. All I ever wanted, all I ever did, it was so we could be together. Oh, Theo, why did you have to... I know Theo wanted me to move on. but I'm staying here at the Crimson Caravans to continue our work. We can make a difference here. We can help people, save them. I need nothing more from life than that. So I'll carry on doing what we do, ensuring that goods, people, bearers get where they need to be, bringing smiles to people's faces just like we always have, and to Theo's, wherever he is. This is the life I have chosen, the life I will always choose.
I've made a choice of my own, to continue helping you however I can, whenever you need it.
Thank you, Clive. Let's go on together then, for Theodore. The Crimson Caravans is my family business now, and I would not exchange it for the world. I brought Theo here to be safe, and I have never looked back since.
Well, that's a sobering story to start things off with. Portage fees. Yeah, I feel like everybody involved knows this, and when you lose a family member, that this is very cold comfort. But Theo
isn't the type to give up.
Did not go there against his will. It's exactly, I think that Clive put it exactly right. And it's just, he died a hero. He died saving every other person in that village and keeping the village open for whatever group of bearers can eventually be allowed to settle there full time, or join the people that are already there and live there full time. Of the many, many ways that a life might go, that's a hell of a great one. And I think that Eloise and Theodore loved and supported each other throughout their lives, and it's a very heartening story in every way, except for the way that it ended. So that's my thoughts, and I think now we're going to head on right back to the hideaway. Okay, and my bad, when I went to the world map to head back to the hideaway, there was another side quest marked here in Northreach, which is all the way to the northeastern part of the map. I think that the dame's establishment is right down here. Let's go check in with these folks and see what's going on.
Oh, Clive. What am I to do? My wards and I may soon be without a home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne and taken up residence here in Northreach.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders, second only to his Radiance at the head of the Imperial government. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title, the Duke of Oriflamme.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform it into a military stronghold, a foundation upon which to build a new Sambrec. He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall be afforded the respect they deserve in his empire. One built on the confiscated property of the people.
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to discourage him from this folly. But for whatever reason, he will not listen to me.
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around. Couldn't he use that influence again?
How? By speaking out against one of the most powerful men in Sambrec. A man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve, and to improve the soldiers' lot within it. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. The Duke offers them a vision of strength and safety. No. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the support of his men, if it did not cost him his life. But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have little appetite for further deprivation, least of all when it serves only to elevate others.
And who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal to the Duke on my behalf? For your services to Northreach, you have the respect of the soldiers. and they will take you to His Eminence if you ask them. And unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty prevent you from speaking your mind to the man. Well, will you try? You could hardly fare any worse than I did.
The answer is absolutely. I just don't know what cards Clive has to play. Like, I legitimately can't think of a single one. The dame here, Isabel, she knows the community. She's very well established. The soldiers I never can, I wouldn't hazard to know if they respect her the way that they should, but she is a real community leader here with a lot of social capital and influence to spend, and if she can't get it done, I don't know how Clive is going to, but let's find out.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, where will I find this Duke of Oriflamme? In the garrison?
Overseeing the troops, yes.
All right. Wish me luck. I may have met this Duke before, at the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
Well, I just want to pet Torgal here. As we go up here, I feel like this is going to be a short conversation. Hi, you don't know me, and if you did, you'd have me arrested on the spot, but I really don't think that you should do the course of action that you are dedicated on doing. I'll be amazed that even that doesn't get me sort of like kicked out, like I'm getting thrown out of a nightclub, but let's...
As long as you remain.
Clive is a very resourceful person.
Halt. Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and your heroics. Wait here. I'll go and ask.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison. The Empire owes you a debt, and I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it wealth that you seek or favor?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like yourself shall always have a place here. Pride of place, in fact. For too long has the contribution of the noble soldier been under-reckoned. But no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt, beginning right here in Northreach.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are sound, and her garrison well prepared. Which is more than can be said for Oriflamme or Twinside. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach to be the perfect place. With Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match for the might of Sanbreque.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will do as their leaders command. If Sanbreque is to be rebuilt, she will require a functioning government. One whose authority is beyond question. That is why this levy is necessary. so that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later. A citizens' revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
Actually asking them, hey guys, how do you actually feel about this? Actually, in retrospect, probably should have started with that, and I have to say, it really did not occur to me. Secondly, the seeds of your new empire will be sown in your own salted earth. Is that a phrase? Because again, just I really love the way that this game is written.
All right there. What is it you're after, sir?
Just your opinion, actually. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Oh, him. Not much. None of us traders do. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us if we don't clear off. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand.
It won't be the same, but do you think it's anything new?
The Duke might have soldiers at his beck and call, but us common folk follow the dame, and no one else.
Hold on, yeah, let's go around this way. Yeah, because we asked around, and every, 2 out of every 3 people were like, oh yeah, no, this is great. We're happy to contribute for the health and well-being of the soldiers who keep us safe. Then I kind of feel like it would be on Clive to back down, because this is their community.
A question, if you don't mind. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't get me started. You build a life for yourself somewhere, only for some noble to turn up and tell you you've got to hand it all over to him. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purses, he's in for a rude awakening. We'll do whatever it takes to keep what's ours. Whatever it takes. If he comes calling, the only thing I'm giving the Duke of Oriflamme's a piece of my mind. Maybe a smack in the gob.
On the other hand, as was noted when we were hanging around in Dalamil in the last episode, if the people were like, oh yeah, and we really, really like brutalizing bearers, we really like holding them as servants and slaves and making them just sleep in filth. No, that is where I draw the line, where your community sensibilities are not acceptable to me, even though I'm just a visitor.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain Duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place. And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, she still is. Just need his eminence to sod off back to Oriflamme.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
It'll be interesting if any of the soldiers are against this plan, because based on what he's saying, it's not just a matter of 3 squares and a good paycheck. It's also a rise in prestige. Like the soldiers are going to be sort of the focus for this new administration.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the Duke of Oriflamme.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies coming in the way he did. But I mean, look around us. You can see the state the realm's in. The traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they volunteered a few more of their hard-earned gil before things got bad, maybe they wouldn't have to. I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire is the best way of making sure we're all protected. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's just how it goes.
All right, this one seems to be a little bit closer. Let's see if we can work our way. Okay, hold on. Okay, then no, we're gonna go up and over here and through this little throughway.
It's heartening to see that the Guard have rediscovered their purpose. I just hope they don't do anything stupid. We've lost enough people to those things.
You're the one who was talking to His Eminence.
On the Dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted, but it seems my words fell on deaf ears. What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me what to do, not the other way round. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame, but I've got a family to look after. That's where my loyalties lie. Not with the town or the Empire, but with my wife and children. If the Duke can get us the men and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards, I don't care how he does it.
I'm not sure I would have called this person cynical soldier. He feels like pragmatic soldier.
I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the Dame. But I'm with the Duke on this one. If turning this place into a fortress is what it takes to protect my family, I'll do it.
Yeah, he's certainly not a nihilist. He hasn't given up. He doesn't believe that anybody is lying about this. He's simply saying, listen, I'm going to support the side that is best for the safety and security of my family. Whether or not I agree with him, I don't think that's cynicism.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, His Eminence's word is law. Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. Once Sanbreque is back on her feet, we'll all reap the benefits.
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
Also, just on our way over, we'll all reap the benefits. Does that include the bearers? Does that include the people that toil in the fields, even if they're not bearers, but they're more of like a working class? Feels to me like a lot of empires don't necessarily help those folks out, except, of course, for the protection offered by the soldiers, I would hope.
Captain, do you have a moment?
For you? Certainly. Clive, wasn't it? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders. But I can't say I agree with him.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. The Dame included.
That's right. I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
And she's probably right. Thank you, Clive. I know what I need to do now. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Doesn't matter how. Well, duty calls, so I better go. Thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
I will be surprised if we go back and talk with Isabel and she's like, too right, that's it, thanks, got everything that I needed. Because Philippe he still has to follow orders, right? I didn't even see the fast travel. It was just as fast to just walk over here.
Ah, Clive. How did you fare? Were you able to speak with the Duke?
I was, but...
So Northreach is to be a fortress after all. Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls. There's no denying that. Though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are confiscated to pay for it. They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire the Duke means to build.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to reassert the authority of the state. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise from the ashes. Thank you for trying. But the battle is lost.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
But why?
Because I realize what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, but protecting what I care about. Protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to be ready for them. We need to stand together, all of us. And with you to lead us, milady, I reckon we can do it. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together. That has always been Northreach's best hope, and one which still lies within our grasp. We have only to turn our attentions to the true enemy. Thank you, Philippe, for showing me what I must do.
Anything for you, milady. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep watch around the town? I fear His Eminence has loftier tasks in mind for the guard.
Not at all. Be my guest.
Wouldn't be the first time.
There may be hope for Northreach yet, especially with men like you and Philippe to champion our cause. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, in the stubborn belief that I might still tempt him into joining hands. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid again. Until then, Clive.
Until then.
Despite my repeated advances, His Eminence has proven a difficult conquest. Fortunately, I am nothing if not persistent. But, be that as it may, I might yet need you to press the point.
Well, let me know. I'm gonna say that in video game terms, we just go up and have a rock'em sock'em battle and chase him out in a coffin. But in like the actual real world terms here, yeah, he's the dude in charge. We cannot unite the community by just taking out somebody with whom we disagree. I guess we'll have to wait to see if Isabel gets back to us later on about like how things are going. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. I didn't know if you'd have something to say. Let's just check to see if there's anything else in this area that looks like a quest, and then we'll bounce out to the main menu, or sorry, the main map, And no. However, I did see on our way over to the hideaway last time that there was a new missive. So let's go see if we can go check that out in Clive's quarters. Okay, looks like we've got a few here. Let's go check out the Courage to Fight. We'll go from bottom up again. What happened in Eastpool with the Bearers and the Guardians has been a long time coming, and I'm proud that it could finally happen here in Rosaria. The Duchy of old may be no more, but Archduke Elwyn's dream still burns in the hearts of many, and it is through victories such as these that the fire will spread. This is only the beginning, Clive, but a fine beginning it is. Signed, Martha. Here's Mid. Thanks again for helping get the dungeon in order. Had you not rode gallantly to our rescue, I reckon poor Owain, I think Clive had said, Owain, and them lot would still be stuck stilling blight water over a bonner. There's always room for improvement, though, so don't get your knickers in a knot should I come a knocking at your chamber door looking for more spheres and ash and whatnot. Okay, so this is for all even weirder science where we built them a brand new forge oven. And then in Lost there will be found. It is hard to believe Theo is gone. Every morning I wake, I expect him to be there in the stables, watering the birds or readying the packs. Yet he is not, and it is everything I can do not to fall to my knees and weep. Still, I know I have to move on, but that doesn't mean I have to forget. My brother and I built all we have here together, so as long as I still have the caravans, he will ever be with me, and I shall honor him in death by carrying on what he strove for in life. That is what I choose. Signed, Eloise. Just an incredibly somber story there to kick off this section of the game. But the thing is, in a story like this, there's going to be losses. It just wouldn't be realistic for everybody to make it through to the end. So, yeah. So we got Martha's Rest signboard here. The emblem of Martha's Rest, personal fiefdom of the landlady of the Golden Stables, and an island of safety and security in a sea of anything but. It shows a sleeping chocobo, and the guardians and bearers of Rosaria can too rest easy, safe in the knowledge that they have a friend in Martha. And then over here, yes, a different signboard, the Crimson Caravan signboard. The emblem of the Crimson Caravans, porters of wide renown based in the market town of Bocklid. It depicts a laden chocobo. After the death of her brother and confidant Theodore, Eloise chose to continue the work they had begun together, freeing bearers from slavery just as she had freed him so many years before. Let's just see if Oscar here has anything for us.
I will not forget this kindness, my lord. I shall go to Eastpool. But as soon as the rebuilding work is complete, I promise to return.
Okay, you might want to get on that because Eastpool is rapidly under construction. But yes, as far as I know, that is all of the side quests in the zone. So why don't we head on up and we're going to visit the infirmary. Now, before we leave the hideaway, I very much want to check in for a State of the Realm, but I do believe that she'll... When she's ready, like, that will actually be a quest objective. Let's find out.
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
Yeah. You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken. It's just, I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same.
What is this place?
Don't move. Here, it's fresh from the well. Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Daya.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you coming!
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do.
You've seen more of the world these past 5 years than most do in a lifetime. It's a shame you never had a moment to enjoy it.
I feel like Clive had some enjoyable times there in the beaches of Ash episode or so ago. Oh, really? There's another hunt. I don't know that we're going to go on a hunt right now, but let's at least see what it is. Okay, here's the Breaker of Worlds, here's the Ruin Reawakened, and our brand new one is the Tricephalic Terror. A caravan of traders traversing the Velcroy told me of a colossal beast they had encountered on their journey. To hear them tell it, it had the aspect of a dragon, a lion, and a scorpion all at once. I contested that it might be naught but a mirage, a phantasm brought about by the desert heat, but the sweat which ran down their foreheads was cold, and the fear in their eyes real. Oh, so this is another one where we don't have the exact location. Yeah, at some point, I really feel like before the end of the game, I might do a sweep through those, and I'll be very fair, probably look up where to encounter them as opposed to searching the whole world, but we'll talk about that when it happens.
You need anything, you just ask. We might not have your uncle's resources, but resourcefulness, we've got in spades.
Okay, I do not want to leave here without talking to Tomes, because it occurred to me when Joshua said I want to go talk to your lordesman and pick his brain about Ultima, that I feel like it's been about 4 hours since the last time that we checked in with him, and there's a whole experience bar that goes up when you sort of bring him up to speed.
I still say it were a compliment.
Say it all you like. It doesn't make it true. Ah, Clive. I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information on Ash.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
And tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters.
All right, if it will get you out of my hair. But interrupt me, and it's over. Understood? Barnabas Tharm, the one they call the Last King. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldamark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea. Tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canvas streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped. And Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore. You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents were a right bastard. But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks, I wonder what genuine intelligence might earn me.
Probably more visits. Mid, I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Let's just see what else Vivian might have to share.
Back again? Allow me to educate you. I have the details here.
Okay, I don't know that we've got... however, I do... I just really like seeing what Torgal thinks of everybody. Hold on, how do we change it to... him? I always forget this. Inner voices? Yes, what does Torgal think of this guy? Leave my friends alone. So, yeah, this looks like how Torgal generally... Oh, she and my master are very close. Torgal has worked that out. Master says Sidolphus is still watching over us. And Joshua is still taking him for a walk. All right, let's see. Is there anybody else that we wanted to sort of... He has a very good nose, that's true. What do you think of it? Keep fighting with my strength in your heart. I would love to... Look, we don't have to get like a percentage point rundown like we're reading the shields of the Starship Enterprise on where Jill's power level is at. I'm just curious, is she doing okay since he took a good portion of Shiva? Like, some at least. We don't need your salvation. We shall decide your fates for ourselves. The poor man, okay, so she feels a lot of sympathy for Dion, and she never lets anything get her down. Oh, yes. How about Yote? Do we know anything about her? Maybe she'll help me out in the lab and all. Let's see if there's anything else. This is what we dreamed up, Dad. There's no one like Nan. Shouldn't you have your face buried in a dusty old tome is what she thinks of Vivian Ninetales. I just want to see very quickly. Vivian has been not subtly flirting with Clive for a really good amount of time. So I'm just curious, does she have anything explicit in here? The famous, nay infamous Sid the Outlaw. No, maybe it's just fun. Maybe that's just how that she interacts with people. She's just doing it for a laugh. All right, and then Yote, do we have anything about her? Oh, Cyril is who made her into who she is today. All right, I don't know if there's anything else specifically that we want to get in here. An innocent child. Wait, who is this? Tet. Oh, right, the two kids. Also, on our way out of the... Every day he tests the bars that hold him. It's so interesting to me that we have encountered Ultima on a couple of occasions, and yet it has been established that he is still locked inside of Joshua. Like, he's a really powerful dude being able to project himself outside of that. All right, let's back out of the Grand Cast and just take a quick look at the situation map. So yes, this is where we're headed next, over to the Shadow Coast. Is there anything that we want to do here? The Shadow Coast is the forbidding cliffs that line the Naldea Narrow on the Ash side of the channel. Though viable ascents exist, their number are few and the paths narrow and perilous. That said, they have more than once been used as a staging ground for covert incursions into the kingdom. Now, the land above having been all but consumed by the Blight, it is only the boldest of adventurers who dare set foot here. And this is basically what we've got here. Twin Drake's Tail is the mother crystal that we want to take out, and I don't know if we've got anything else to read about. Yeah, I feel like we have learned about that, and then Twin Side is the place where the last big crystal got destroyed. Okay, I feel like we're up to date on the situation, the state of the realm there.
The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
On our way down here, I just also want to acknowledge that I very much like the fact that we have sort of a recurring character in... I don't think that she's been named, so I've just been thinking of her in my head as the curatives girl. That's the young lady that we saw there with... I'm so sorry. With Dion, where she was the one that nursed him back to health using the poultices that now we know she actually mixes up herself. I always assumed that she was working on behalf, like hawking the goods of one of the stables when we first saw her in the 5 years later segment when Clive and Jill were walking through the marketplace in their Assassin's Creed gear, and she was the one yelling, but she's turned up a couple different times now at various cutscenes, particularly in Twin Side.
I have no reason to assume otherwise.
Well, then that changes everything.
When it came under attack by Bahamut, but we're here with Tomes again.
Clive, you must listen to this. Lawsman, tell him.
Do you recall when we spoke before on the divinity of Ultima? Well, it inspired me to delve deeper into the subject. And what I discovered appears to agree with the findings of His Grace.
You will recall that my quest to uncover Ultima's origins began with the mural at Phoenix Gate. But while I've always known it to be important, its secrets have heretofore eluded me. Now, however, I believe I know where to find the more complete example, one that will reveal all we seek.
Master Clive, have you ever in your travels chanced to hear of the Circle of Malleus? I would think not, few have. But there was once a time when the faith flourished, the oldest known religion in the Twins, and though its popularity eventually waned on Storm, hints of its dogma remain embedded in more modern faiths such as the Crystalline Orthodox.
Wait, you said it waned on Storm. What of Ash?
Religious monuments are often torn down or repurposed when new faiths rise to prominence. But if no new faith arose, then perhaps the ancient temples might still stand. And so, you see now why I must accompany you to Waloed.
It would appear the past still has much to teach us, though in this case, it would not have been possible without the musings of Moss. To think that you carried a copy of my old mentor's chronicles all along. I am relieved to discover it in good hands.
I shall guard it with my life.
Joshua, if you're finished here, join me in the ale hall. I need to speak to everyone before we leave.
Right away.
Wait, Joshua, can I...
If it please your grace, might I one day borrow the chronicles for a short while?
Of course, Lawsman Hippocrates. You need but ask.
Oh, we don't get to check in with Tomes. He's got a new friend now.
It said I could ride the Enterprise next.
My apologies.
By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the boring details, only the important ones. If we attempt to approach Stone here by sea, there's a good chance we'll be sighted and fall prey to the capital's artillery. So instead, we'll disembark on the southwest coast and make for Drake's Spine on foot. I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of Ash is under the rule of Ultima. A large party would only attract unwanted attention, as well as slow our march and require supplies which may be difficult to obtain. Only Joshua and I will be going. And a scout. Preferably a good one. Gav, do you know of any?
You bet your ass I do. I might still borrow some of Lady Vivian's maps, though. Just in case, like.
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into neutral waters, fly merchant colors, and stay inconspicuous. If you sense any danger at all, you leave us behind and return to Storm.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. But like hell am I leaving anyone behind. The ship ain't going nowhere till your scurvy mugs are smiling on deck.
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for royalists and pirates alike. You're to stop anyone boarding.
Don't worry. I'll keep the ship and her crew safe. You'll be needing passage home, after all.
But... very well.
If there are no questions, I'll see you all at the docks.
Let me know when you're leaving. I want a word before you go.
Of course.
I feel like that's very likely to be now. We've read all the missives. We've done all the side quests. There's a couple monster hunts. Oh, hold on. Breaking news. Hey, Joshua.
I am certain we will find what we seek in Ash, and learn the truth of Ultima's origins.
I'm going to say that if there had been more of a conversation between Clive and Joshua upon their, reuniting, where they really connected on where they've been, what happened to Joshua, what does he remember from the night that Ifrit really just absolutely mauled the Phoenix, an apology from Clive that he was not in control. I really would have liked to have seen that, and also do understand that it's not super critical given everything else that's going on.
Well, what are you waiting for? The crystal isn't going to crack herself.
Please, Your Grace, stay strong. Ah, my Lord Marquis. It was the greatest honor of my life.
To be appointed protector to His Grace. I have served him in that capacity since he first began his journey across Valisthea, the purpose of which was twofold: to further the Undying's knowledge of Ultima, and to further His Grace's knowledge of you, my lord. After he learned of your survival, your brother insisted that we try to trace your movement. Thanks to the investigations of my fellow acolytes, we learned of your having taken the name of Sid.
But now...
Our journey together is at an end. His Grace bids me remain here and protect those of you and he hold on. Got it. And protect those you and he hold dear.
So I bid you.
My lord, if I might be so bold, please look after him in my stead.
Your companions are kind indeed.
Everyone has been most welcoming. Lady Taria has been especially gracious. Though I know something of the medicinal arts, it is hardly enough to warrant the acclaim of one so skillful.
I must admit...
At first, I doubted that her praise was sincere. We Undying are trained in what few simple skills might serve us in the field, but there is certainly no praise for those who excel in such endeavors.
But I see now.
This is your way. You encourage each other, that each might lend their strength to the cause, no matter how seemingly slight their contribution.
Yote, is anything the matter? You seem troubled. Perhaps I might be able to help.
My lord. Yes. Perhaps you might. It's your brother. His condition continues to worsen, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on his chest pains him more with each passing day.
I had feared as much.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of those afflicted by the curse, but...
But
His Grace's case is severe. The drafts I have been able to prepare for him thus far have ceased to have any real effect. So I consulted with Talia and certain of my comrades among the Undying about the possibility of finding something stronger. And thankfully, a recipe was found. The only problem being that the critical ingredient is exceptionally hard to come by, and our supplies are almost exhausted. Unless we can secure more soon, your brother's anguish will likely become unbearable. My lord, I know that I have no right to make demands of you. But would you help? For Joshua's sake.
For Joshua, anything.
Thank you, my lord.
So, what is this critical ingredient?
A rare herb by the name of stonerwort. It grows only where the aether is densest. The vigor it stores in its stems helps to counteract the curse. We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more aether has erupted from the earth there recently, leaving the whole area flooded. The search continues for a new source. One that we might reach without being turned.
So it's only that you can't reach it. The stonerwort itself is unharmed by the flood.
Well, yes, but...
Then I shall go in your stead.
But, my lord...
You've yet to find another source, correct? So for now, the aqueduct is our best hope. Besides, I'm a dominant. The aether can't hurt me.
Well, if you're sure, my lord. Stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms. Search around the aqueduct, and you're sure to find some soon enough. I shall remain here and prepare the other ingredients.
Yeah, it kind of seems like the sort of thing we'd want to do before we go marching around the Deadlands of Ash for who knows how long.
I had only thought to ask for your assistance in finding a new source of stonerwort. But if you're sure about collecting it from the flood by the aqueduct, I should be most grateful, my lord.
Okay, quick map check to see if there's anything else that we need to... There's another missive, but it's not marked as being a quest, so I think that we can just go out from here. Let's hit up world map, and we will go... Yeah, it's not even that far, Yote. Yeah, 100%. I would do this for a stranger. You can imagine what Clive would do for Joshua.
Here's the aqueduct. Now to find our stonerwort. Yote mentioned blood-red petals. Just my luck. Until they're gone.
Ow. Nope.
Only one thing for it.
Okay. These guys are thinking I'm some kind of a sucker here. Okay. We've got to find a way to put a stop to this. Oh, I thought he was winding up for a swing. thought he was done. Oh man, just as the rage meter, whatever it's called, the iconic meter, was completely exhausted. That was perfect timing. Okay, not what we came for though. I forgot to ask them if they'd seen any blood red petals around. I assume Clive is going to clue me in when we find them. Nope. We've left the zone. Can we get out into the water? I just wanted to make sure that we couldn't walk on this and I was avoiding it because I thought it was impassable. Nothing over here. Oh, hold on. Yeah, now I see some red.
Here it is. Better collect as much as I can before reinforcements arrive.
Come on.
All right. That should do it. Let's get these back to Yote. Yote, I brought back all the stone and water I could find. Will this be enough?
Yes, my lord. Thank you. I'm sure it will serve us until we can find another source.
I'm very glad to hear it.
You and His Grace are very much alike, you know. You think only of how you might help others, and never of the danger to yourselves.
No more than you have minding my brother. You've risked a lot for him, and I thank you for it.
I am honored that you should say so. But I beg you, my lord, do not give too much of yourself for the sake of others. We could not afford to lose you.
I'll keep that in mind.
You and your brother really are alike, my lord. Though selflessness is a virtue, I beg you, please take more care of yourselves.
I understand where Yote is coming from on that, but the reason that they can't bear to lose Clive, that the organization would fail, is because of what he goes out and does every day. If he was to become overly cautious and not take point on a lot of these things, he wouldn't be nearly as valuable as somebody like Otto or, you know, Vivienne or Tomes, like the people that actually know what's going on. Hell, these two people back here that are like tracking the movements of the curse breakers and everything happening with their various associates. I mean, they'd be doing more than Clive if he just sat back here and was, yeah, I'm pretty important, so I shouldn't be going out too much.
Is something wrong?
Not at all. Honestly. Can't a man wish his friend farewell? Just wanted to let you know that I'll keep things in order while you're off saving the world.
I'll hold you to that.
All right, here we go. Back to the Shadow Coast. The land long having fallen victim to the spreading blight, now even the most meager of scrubs struggles to draw life from the ether-drained cliffs that loom above the barren coastline.
Reckon it'll be a long walk to the capital if we follow the cliffs. I'll scout ahead, see if I can't find us an inland route.
Clive. There's something I've been meaning to ask. You took her Eikon, didn't you?
Yes, I did. She understood.
Oh, she understood. Understood that you decided to save the world all on your own, and that you'd die without her power. How dare you make her choose? You knew damn well she'd never refuse you. But I will. You can't keep pushing us away, Clive. The world is ours to save, not yours.
I used my gift because I thought it was the right thing to do.
And you truly believe this will save you? Will save us all?
I do.
Then so be it. Just don't forget, you're not alone.
Think I found us a trail. Did I miss something?
Only that Joshua didn't.
I don't get it. Always wanted to visit Ash.
We're in Waluda territory now. Don't expect a warm welcome.
Oh, I don't know, Clive. That castle over there looks inviting enough.
Shall we sample its inhabitants' hospitality?
If I had a hope, and I mentioned this once before, it would be really cool if basically everybody in Ash spoke with a completely different accent. Just a completely flat, like, Midwestern American accent, like United States accent.
Remember what I said about warm welcomes, Gav?
You know, German, Slovakian, Australian, just something, like, notably different.
This place is as dead as Griega's ghost.
So the crystals aren't working here super well either. Oh, they left behind their 15 gil though. And their collection of bloody hides. No, when Joshua balled up and punched Clive, I legitimately thought that it was going to be at least one for, like, remember when you ripped my throat out? You were afraid, and I know that you were, but I still have some feelings about that, man.
I knew I smelled something.
I see only orbs and a casualty.
Okay, guess I deserve that.
Made it out in time.
Well, I just don't. Oh, Joshua got him. Oh, you can charge this one up. The ice one. I thought I saw the meter coming up. For all anybody here knows, the ogres are like the regular inhabitants here. Like they live in all of these structures. Like I overall get the feeling that no one alive has spent a lot of time visiting Ash. Okay, I'm very much just exploring. This is a surprisingly sophisticated area, and I'm looking for stuff like this. Just a box of sharp fangs. Wow, we stole somebody's tooth collection. They were saving up for a boat. Otherwise, when Clive says, when Joshua asked Clive, so you took her Eikon, I continue to be a little bit vague on that because, again, remember that Benedicta fully invoked Garuda after Clive had taken that ability. So I continue to feel like he's sort of like taken a sliver of the power, but not the whole amount. And this absolutely looks like it's just leading back to where we had been. Okay. If I've missed some turnoffs, I'm willing to accept that, and we're going to go forward. But I think his point was stop refusing to work alongside us and treat us as equals in your bid, and especially if that means diminishing us in any way, which is what he perceives to have been done to Jill, and I don't think that he's wrong about that. Oh, hold on. Somebody's doing spell work now. Oh, we gotta find the spellcaster. Okay, that's enough out of you. It's over. When they have shields up and you see me, like, Clive do what's like basically a standard attack and it just bounces off after it's clear that they have a shield, I just want to note that usually what that is you have to hold down the attack button to get it to charge up, and when you press it to hold it, he will frequently do an attack. So I do get that it takes a charge attack or like a like a special move in order to break through that, and I'm just trying to get to the point where I can do that. Yeah, if that's the way, I definitely feel like I want to look up over here. Although this might be someplace that we come back to later. Well, on the plus side, we still got their 8 chunks of clutch mine. And this is not someplace that you can go. All right. Yeah, if you're just watching, you might be like, why does he still try to do like regular attacks on those guys? And sometimes I will like take my finger off the button because I'm gonna go do a dodge or something like that. But more often than not, it's like, okay, no, Clive, I just want to charge up the big swipe so that we can chunk down that shield. I should probably, you know, find a special move that would be more efficient.
All over again. Where the hell are the royalists?
Seems you were right about that welcome after all, Clive. Delegation. We should send a warning to the others.
No. My uncle will have an eye on the coast. I trust he'll find a way to entertain any uninvited guests. Our mark is Drake's Spine, and there's a lot of road between us and it. We press on to Stone here.
Aye, you never know. It might not be a nest of slavering monsters.
Clive, you must go on ahead without me. This stronghold is as old as Phoenix Gate, perhaps older. It may yet hide Ultima's remaining secrets, and if we are to best him, they must be unearthed.
All right. Stay out of trouble.
I always do. Mostly.
You sure about this?
About leaving my brother on his own? Of course. Mostly.
Lady Vivian's map is so old it's hard to tell which way is up. But if I'm right, we're not far from a village called Eastla.
Then we make our way there, resupply, and wait for Joshua.
If we're going to be waiting for Joshua, I kind of feel like we could go with him. It's not doubting Joshua's capabilities, it's the fact that you're always going to be better working with the team than going off on your own. This is like Dungeons and Dragons 101, because it also holds true in the real world.
Though I'm guessing it's not the smell that will kill us.
Ow, I'm getting bubble beamed. Oh, look, there's a big turtle guy over there. I like those guys in a way that doesn't make it feel good when I kill them, and yet they're worth experience, and sometimes they drop cool stuff. we have one more down here? Somebody's down here. Probably harassing Gav. Yeah, I kind of want to visit the turtle guy here. All right, let's have turtle guy maybe come over here. And then we got to make sure that we hit him in the head. He's out. Okay, but I do need to hit head.
Too slow.
Sorry, it would have been not very funny to Gav if that big turtle had fallen directly on him. I'm assuming, by the way, that we did bring ambrosia. I don't know that we're going to fight every guy. Like, maybe we don't have to fight the mud crabs there. I feel like we've established our dominance over the local wildlife. Maybe we head up and over the ridge here. I do want to pick up any new things that come up and any... Oh, see, a lindworm. Do you want to try one of these guys? Oh, I tried to go to ice ability. I want to do the freeze. Okay, this guy doesn't stop having attack animations, it turns out. I'm gonna get it eventually.
Thanks, boy. Awaken!
Wait, what happened? What? Wait, you don't get to opt out of the fight? What are you talking about? He just gets to leave. Okay, he got all of his health back. That's... We were having a fight, sir. Like, we were in the middle of the argument. It's fine. We're gonna go on with our lives. It's actually really annoying. Oh, hello. Okay, hold on. Oh, that was way too early. And that was way too late. Okay, guys, back off. I did not realize there was another one. Hold on.
Help me, boy. Let's try.
Okay, hold on.
I needed that.
Oh, I was way too early again. Okay, I tried to dodge into him at the same time he was doing that. All right, big fight. My only concern is that I had to use like 2 or 3 potions in there, maybe 4. At least one of them was a high potion. I don't think there's going to be a lot of shops here for us to replenish at, so hopefully when they abandon this area, they left behind a whole bunch of really valuable medicines for no reason. Let's try to be sure we don't leave too much behind. Ourselves. Okay.
This won't be easy. Too slow.
Oh, I didn't see him attacking. Okay, let's get out of this bog. There's really a lot of guys here, and I feel like it's mostly sapping our Clive's health and resources.
Oh, much breath. Don't look down, Torgal.
Well, now I have to look down. Oh my goodness. Yep, no, I would not do well on this bridge in real life. I'll say this, thank goodness that Clive is at a good level for this. I think that if we were a couple levels lowered, and I didn't have the defensive boost as part of his like gear, like the plus 30 defense, I think that I'd be doing much worse already. Man, so many boxes of bloody hides. They really had an industry going here.
What do you think, Clive?
Then we're too late.
Damn it. They're all turned. There's nothing we can do.
I wouldn't say nothing.
No quarter, Gav! No quarter! Like this? What's good for later, Gav?
Don't be here, hold on.
Here they come!
Okay, who did that?
Come and come.
Finished. Come on.
Hold on.
Guess we're all ready.
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop doing that. Hold on, I don't know that I can deal with that dragon dude if there's more dudes. Okay, well, thank you, Torgal. Okay, that guy's down. Wait, who's left? Oh, I thought I could knock out of that in time. Damn it. Okay, that saved me because he was about to do his huge dash attack.
Gav! Don't tell me there's more of the bastards. Oh, fuck.
Have you come to watch, Odin?
Bound for Stonehair. Good. My master awaits you in the capital, though I cannot allow you to attend him in your present state.
And how are you going to stop us?
Why, with this!
What did you do?
If the vessel would see the path opened, it has but to ask. I shall see that my master's prize is made presentable.
Shit! No!
Clive, would you mind telling me what the fuck just happened? Oh, you've got to be. How are we supposed to get through that?
We seek an audience with the king. If His Majesty wants me to come and ask him, then that is exactly what I'll do.